All right, let's be honest. Getting into investing for the first time, it can feel like you're about to step onto a battlefield. It's totally intimidating, but what if you had a battle plan? Well, that's exactly what we're doing today. We're going to break down a guide that treats investing like a strategic challenge, one that you can absolutely win. So let's get you armed with the right knowledge. And this quote, it really hits the nail on the head. This is the core idea right here. The guide we're digging into makes it super clear. If you want to succeed, you've got to approach this like a strategist, not, a gambler just hoping for a lucky break. The stakes are real for sure, but hey, so are the rewards if you show up prepared. So, the strategic manual we're using for this whole explainer is called Your First Investments, and it's from a group called the War Library. You can think of it as both a shield and a guide. It's designed to give you the tactics and, maybe more importantly, the mindset you need to navigate these big arenas: crypto, stocks, and real estate. Okay, so first things first, before you even think about investing a single dollar, the very first battle you have to win, it's all in your head. The guide is huge on this. It says your mindset is basically your armor. Without it, you're just out there, totally exposed. But with the right mindset, you're ready for whatever the market decides to throw your way. So what does that right mindset actually look like? Well, this really breaks it down into two different paths. On one side, you've got the gambler's instinct. That's all about chasing a quick thrill, being impulsive. And on the other side, the investor's mindset. This is the long game. We're talking patient, strategic, and focusing on growth over decades, not just a few days. It really all boils down to discipline, not just pure luck. The War Library is super direct about why so many beginners end up losing money, and it's not complicated. They basically walk onto the battlefield completely untrained. They let their emotions, fear and greed, call all the shots. They blindly follow whatever's trending on social media, and they just jump in without any kind of map or strategy. Just understanding these common mistakes from the get-go, that's your first real line of defense. Okay, so we've got the mindset part down. Now let's actually talk about building your financial armor. Because before you even dream of putting a single dollar into the market, the guide points out some absolute non-negotiables. These are the things that are going to protect you from making really bad, pressure-filled decisions down the line.
And what's rule number one for building that armor? It's your safety net, an emergency fund. The guide is crystal clear on this. You need 3 to 6 months of your basic living expenses saved up, period. Trying to invest without that cushion? That's not being brave. It's just being dangerous. This is what stops you from having to sell everything at a huge loss just because, life happens.
All right, now this is where it gets really practical. The guide breaks down every single investment decision you'll ever make into these 4 pillars. It's a great framework. You've got to understand the risk, calculate the potential reward, know your time horizon, like how long are you in this for, and of course, harness the power of compounding. So let's zoom in on that last one, compounding, because it's so important. The guide calls it the silent engine of wealth building, which is a great way to put it. Just think of a tiny snowball rolling down a really big hill. As it rolls, it picks up more snow, gets bigger, and then picks up even more snow faster. That's compounding. Your money earns more money, and then that money starts earning its own money. It's not magic, it's just math. And honestly, it's probably the most powerful weapon a long-term investor has. Okay, so our foundation is solid. We've got our financial armor on. Now it's time to choose our weapons. The guide really hones in on 3 major battlegrounds. You've got the super fast-paced digital world of crypto, the more traditional stock market, and of course, the tangible world of real estate. And this table is awesome. It just lays it all out for you at a glance. You can see crypto over here, super high risk, but also high reward, right? It's best for people who can really stomach the wild swings. Then you have stocks, which are more of a balanced, moderate risk play for that steady long-term growth. And finally, real estate. Think of this as your anchor. It's a tangible asset, generally lower risk, and great for stability. A really strong portfolio, it usually has a mix of these. But look, knowing where to put your money is really only half the battle. The other half, and this is just as crucial, is knowing what to avoid. So this next part is all about recognizing the traps and the ambushes that are just waiting for new investors. Think of this as your self-protection manual. And when you look at scammers or market manipulators, they really only have 2 main weapons they use against you: greed and fear. It's that simple. Greed makes you blind to the risks because you're so focused on those promises of fast, easy money. And fear? Fear makes you panic and sell everything at the absolute worst time. Getting a handle on these 2 emotions is, no joke, critical for your survival out there.
So the big question is, how do you actually spot a trap in the wild? Well, here are the big red flags to watch for. Anytime, and I mean anytime, you hear the words guaranteed high returns with little to no risk, just run. Or if you feel that intense pressure to act now before it's too late, take a step back and breathe. These are just classic textbook tactics designed to get you to stop thinking logically and start acting emotionally.
Okay, so as we start to put all these pieces together, the main thing to remember is that investing isn't about one big lucky shot. It's about having a long-term plan and actually sticking to it. This is your strategic roadmap, the thing that's going to guide you through all the inevitable ups and downs of the market and keep you pointed toward your goal. And this right here really just captures the entire philosophy we've been talking about. Success in this battlefield isn't about who starts with the most money. It's about who starts with the most understanding. Your knowledge is your shield, your strategy is your compass, and your discipline, that's the weapon you use to make sure you actually see it all through. Which, of course, brings us to the most important question. It's for you. After hearing all this, after seeing the layout of the battlefield and learning the rules of engagement, what is your next step? What's one concrete thing you're going to do? Is it finally building that emergency fund? Is it digging deeper and educating yourself more? Or is it sitting down and actually drafting out your very first investment plan? And we're going to end on this one powerful principle straight from the War Library. It's simple. The single most important investment you will ever make isn't in a stock, it's not in crypto, it's not in a piece of property. It's in yourself. It's in your own understanding. Get the knowledge first, and the money will follow.